Gittens has made a significant contribution to the musical landscape of Grenada over the years. He has recorded and produced songs that have reflected important social and historical developments in the country, and has provided numerous opportunities for young and established Grenadian artists to showcase their talent both at home and abroad. Apart from his music, Mr. Gittens has served as Associate Director of the Peace Corps in Grenada, Secretary General of the Grenada National Commission for UNESCO, and a part-time lecturer in sociology at St. George's University. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the musical journey of Mr. Eugene Gittens.
To me, music is a blessing, and I'm really grateful that I was, exposed to it at a very early age. I guess I have my parents to thank for that. My dad, he used to play, when he was a youth, when he was a young person, he used to play in one of the popular bands during his time in Grenada. The band was called the Blue Rhythm Band. And I guess their competitors at the time was another group called the Harmony Kings, which had Eddie Bullen's dad playing in that band. So by the time me and my siblings came along, my dad had stopped playing music, but there was a piano and an upright bass in the house. And so I started dabbling with the piano, and my little brother, Adrian, known as Pumpy to many here, he used to get on a stool and attempt to play that big upright bass. And so we were exposed to actually, playing and performing. Guests will come over to the house and we would perform. And, I really encourage parents to really expose, their children to as many things as possible from a very early age, because, some of those will stick, and, kids will gravitate to what they like doing. By the time I became a teenager and my brother Adrian was about 9 or 10, we actually formed our first band. It was called the Raskals. And, anybody who grew up in St. Paul's at that time would remember us playing in our veranda and we had a homemade drum set and guitars and harmonicas and stuff. And the other members of that band were people like Trevor and Nigel Rennick. I think Richard was there for a period too. We also had Edwin Thompson, Eggies. He later became a Calypsonian. And we used to play. There was a talent competition at the Lansden, almost like once a month or every 2 weeks or something, and we would take part in that, and we'd always, be very successful. We'd win little things, win the competitions, and we even, played, I think, a couple of hotels. Later on at GBSS, for one of the speech nights, I put together a band. It was called Black Milk, and during that period too, I joined the St. Paul's Commancheros Steel Orchestra, where I learned to play the pan. So by that time, the music, as we say, the music was in my blood, and it followed me wherever I went. So by the time I left here to go to university in the United States, taking my pan with me, which I got from Commancheros, my tenor, I formed a band at school, at university, Bradford College, as an undergraduate. Met some great musicians there, and we formed this band called Chaka. It was at Bradford that I actually got a chance to make my first recording with the help of a couple of professors. One who was very well known, he's deceased now. His name was Dubus. He was our creative writing professor, but a big author, well-recognized author in the United States. And my sociology professor, Tom Cheatham, both lovers of music and in particular lovers of jazz. They assisted us to do our very first recording, which was the song, a cover song of Girl from Ipanema. And that song featured me on the pan. So there was actually another Grenadian in the group at Bradford College. Her name was Louisa Martin. And the other song we did, Hold On, she sang the background vocals.
Hold on,
It was graduate school afterwards, and in graduate school I started playing. I went to Northeastern University in Boston, and Boston is a big college town. You know, you have Harvard University, you have MIT, you have BU, Boston University, Boston College. A lot of kids, a lot of young people, very vibrant, great music scene. And reggae was also really, really huge at that time. So all the big reggae acts and stuff will come through Boston. And there was a very thriving reggae scene in Boston itself. And we were certainly part of it. So in graduate school, I started playing first with a Jamaican reggae group, a Boston-based Jamaican reggae group called Zan Annotation. After a while, I met with a guy called Kevin Batchelor. He later played with Steel Pulse, trumpet. And he was attending Berklee School of Music, which is also in Boston. And we decided we were going to form another band. And we formed a group called Healin of the Nations. And by 1982, Healin of the Nations had a top 10 album in Boston. It was called Love Is the Answer, and the Boston Globe included it as one of the top 10 albums of 1982. And out of that album came a number of very popular songs. The theme song, Love Is the Answer.
Love is the answer to all the questions you ask.
A song called Without Your Love.
I can't go on without your loving, girl. I can't go on without your love.
And a song which was really popular in Grenada called Special Friend, which was written by my brother, Adrian.
You're my special friend, very special friend. I like to be with you. You're my special friend, very special friend. I like the things you do.
Another very interesting thing about the Healing of the Nations, Love Is the Answer album is that the liner notes were written by Stephen Davis. And Stephen Davis is a very popular American music journalist. He used to write for the Rolling Stones magazine. He also had that very popular book called Reggae Bloodlines, about the whole Jamaican reggae scene. He also has a book on Bob Marley, very popular book as well. And of late, he has just released a book on Miles Davis, the legendary jazz trumpeter. So one of the things I did when I came back to Grenada was talent search. I wanted to help showcase the talent of young Grenada singers and musicians, much like the opportunity I had when I was a kid with the talent competition up at the Lion's Den. Something to give back. And so I started the talent search competitions, and most of the young people would know that they were quite popular shows. As a matter of fact, many of the artists that I meet today would tell me, Mr. Gittens, talent search, and there are quite a few. I also pulled together some of the, a couple of the talent search winners, and we did this song called Don't Flex. It was for the BBC Caribbean AIDS song competition. So we thought we'd do something to help educate people about, kind of an AIDS awareness song. And it was through GBN. At the time, Richard Purcell was the general manager of GBN. And we worked very closely with him. He was very supportive of us. And we did this song which featured people like Risa John, France Dean Hillier, and of course, Blind Fortune Teller doing the rap.
Don't flex, stop the unprotected sex, boy. Wrap it up, if she vex, let she vex. Don't flex.
A moment of pleasure could bring a lifetime of pain. Said it once before, and I'll sing it once again. So educate our minds, open up our hearts, in the fight for life. Each Each one must play a part.
I like working with different artists, and I've worked with quite a few, and they bring their own vibe and their own feel to the music. It's the same like playing with other people, you know, in a group, the synergy that's created. However, with the use of technology, you know, especially for the groups, you don't really need that anymore. You can sit, and that's what I do most of the time, and you know, make all the music. It helps a great deal, especially for the young musicians, young people out there getting into music. It does help if you know how to play the real instruments, because I mean, you have to play real instruments because at least you have to play the keyboard. But you could, things like horns, you could actually use the keyboard and use the right tone to create them. But if you could play the horn, it would really enhance how that would sound. It would sound more authentic. So it's important to be able to play the instruments. You know, I play a number of instruments. I play the guitar, I play the keyboard, I actually play a little violin, I play the pan. So I want to encourage the musicians out there, the people interested in music out there, to learn to play an instrument and learn a little bit about the rudiments, fundamentals of music as well. It will certainly help. Even though, just as importantly today, you need to understand the technology and, you know, the software and the computer side of it. You know, if you want to engineer what you do, or if you even want to just record what you do, you know, successfully. So a lot of what I do now is, you know, the comfort of my own home and my own time. You know, when I just want to unwind, relax. You know, probably like early morning, late night. You get a vibe, you get an inspiration, and then, you know, basically to me, I have to be inspired. Something has to inspire me. I'm not a person who just makes songs all the time. Something has to inspire me, and the things that inspire me, I may hear a song. I have a 17-year-old daughter, and she plays a lot of, you know, pop music, and I hear some of those songs, and there might be one that would really strike a nerve. So, for example, there was one a couple of years ago by Neo called Miss Independent. And when I first heard that song, I said, wow, that's a neat song. And there was something about the message in the song that I felt I would love to do a song similar to it, but in like a soca version. So I came up with the idea of a song called She Walks Like a Boss, Talks Like a Boss.
And that's the reason I love her so much. She walks like a boss, talks like a boss. And that's the reason I love her so much. After school she went to university, graduated with a big degree, came back home, start her own company. Now she's chairwoman of the board, you see. She walks like a boss, talks like a boss. And that's the reason I love her so much.
One of the young artists I enjoyed working with a lot in Grenada was the blind fortune teller.
It's a blessing. Don't underestimate my capability. My disability is like a gift to make all the people. Me when you come and listen carefully. I'm a handsome guy with no ability. No people who don't know much about me. They must sit down and talk about my disability. Them say they don't believe the fortune teller can see. Them walking on the road, it don't bumps nobody. I'm capable. To my ability,
My daughter was in primary school when it was announced that Point Saline International Airport was going to be renamed the Maurice Bishop International Airport. And I was all in favor of that. And she had this acrostic poem to do one evening. So we sat and we started playing around. And that was the birth of the song, Maurice Bishop International. I then got her school friends to record it with her, and we called them the Spice Girls. And so Maurice Bishop International song was born, and they actually got the opportunity to perform the song during the renaming of the international airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your captain speaking. We've just landed at the world-famous Maurice Bishop International Airport. Welcome to Grenada, the beautiful Isle of Spice.
Maurice Bishop
was also inspired to do another song after watching 12 Years a Slave by the Grenadian director Steve McQueen. That was a very difficult movie for me to watch. It reminded me of the first time I watched Roots. And you know, after that movie, and it was at the time of the Grenada 40th anniversary of independence, I came up with this song called Grenada, Grenada. We must be strong, we must move on.
Grenada, 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 Grenada. We must be strong. Ooh, Grenada. We must move on. Our sons and our daughters, our mothers and fathers, our sisters and brothers, our heroes, our martyrs. We must not let their struggles go in vain. Never forget their anguish and their pain.
Blaze, to me, is one of the best singers in Grenada. He's one of the best talents we have here in Grenada. He's got a great vocal range, he's got a great voice. I think what we need to do as Grenadians is to really embrace our talent and embrace our talented people a lot more, you know, and give them a lot more recognition. To me, Blaze could stand up with all the singers coming out of Jamaica and the region these days.
Getting me so weak inside, make me feel I'm alive. Those eyes, those pretty eyes, making me so hypnotized, taking me to paradise. Those eyes.
What's next? I am always here to help any young artists, young producers. I'm very impressed with the artists and producers I've seen here in Grenada. There's some very, very talented young people. Right now I work with two of the finest, Healin Hood, great producer, and Joshua Benjamin, also a great composer and beat maker. These are really talented guys. And there are many more like them in Grenada. And we have got to support them. And I'm here to do my part.